Hi everyone, very good afternoon to all of you. I hope you all are doing good. So welcome you in this particular video where we are going to talk about one of the recently launched scheme which is very important for examination. Maybe if you're preparing for SEBI, maybe if you're preparing for other exams, just remember this is the newly launched scheme where the government, the ministries talked about this particular initiative in the budget allocation itself, that we are going to allocate and we are going to come up with this initiative. And it has been recently launched. The scheme name is, ADEETIE, which refers to as the assistance in deploying energy efficient technologies in industry and the establishments. Now, why I have repeated it and why I have mentioned it here? Because remember here they are talking about energy efficient technologies. So this is a kind of innovative energy efficient industrial kind of technology where government says specifically in the manufacturing sector and specifically to MSMEs, the government says कि अगर आप similar, if you are using any of the current technology and you are giving output, if you turn your technology into energy efficient technology, and if you're if you're able to give up with the similar kind of output, that will make your entire production go energy efficient. Now why this is important? The government says कि अगर आप energy efficient technologies की तरफ जाओगे, we will provide you help in the perspectives, the other perspective, like in every each and every perspective. Along with that, they say that we will provide you interest subvention also. Now why this is important? Because government here talks about energy efficient technologies. Okay, this is energy efficient technologies. It means somewhere or another government focuses towards ensuring that low carbon emission is there whenever manufacturing takes place. Okay, so this is from the perspective of low carbon emission. The government says that low carbon emission should be there whenever there is any manufacturing that is taking place, and this specifically the government says that specifically we are providing help to MSMEs. Okay, now the government said that we will provide you help from the perspective of the interest subvention. So interest subvention, the facility which was provided here is specifically separate for micro and small one, and this is separate for the medium one also. But यहाँ पे जो broader perspective है वो क्या है, that we are going and we are focusing towards the sustainable kind of things. क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे किसके ऊपर focus कर रहे हैं? Here we are talking about, here we are focusing towards the manufacturing that takes place, that gives equivalent results. But the technology should be changed. The technology should be shifted towards the energy efficient technologies. It means the government says that we are focusing on the environment, we are focusing on the sustainable practices, and we want that along with the production, like we are not saying कि अपनी production कम करो या फिर we are not hampering into it something, but it is very important that to cope up with the changes, to go with the climate change, that whatever climate change is there, to adapt it, we have to ensure that we go towards the solution towards it, and the best solution here is what? The energy efficient techniques that is there. Okay, और main focus किसके ऊपर है? Manufacturing sector के ऊपर. And if I talk about the particular sector, so government is highly focusing towards the MSME sector. The government says कि अगर आप इस technology की तरफ जाओगे तो हम आपको better results, मतलब हम आपको help भी provide करेंगे. This is the link of my Telegram channel, so if anyone is having any doubt, so you can just join my channel, which is Economy with Payal. There you can ask your doubts, and I'll solve your doubt there. If you have any of the doubt related to economy, related to any of the current affair, or related to your part of this the paper you're preparing for, so you can just ask your doubts here. Now this is about the entire news, the introduction about it. Before I have introduced you completely why it is in news and what is the news exactly. So ADEETIE scheme has officially launched on 16th of July by Honorable Union Minister of Power and Housing and Urban Affairs श्री मनोहर लाल at पानीपत हरियाणा. अब ये जो स्पेसिफिक स्कीम है, I've already told you कि MSME सेक्टर को जो है वो ज़्यादा सपोर्ट कर रही है, MSME सेक्टर्स को सपोर्ट कर रही है, which is a part of manufacturing only, and they say that go towards the energy efficient technologies and I will provide you help. Okay, along with that जो budget allocation है, this is very important here. So the budget allocation is 1000 crore. Along with that जो इसकी bifurcation है, that is also there. I'll tell you in the coming slides. And what are the expectations of this particular initiative? So they say that we are going to catalyze 9,000 of crore in investment, including what? 6,750 crore of MSME lendings. What is the initiative, like which ministry it is considered with? So it is it comes under the Ministry of Power and it is implemented by one body which is known as Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So these all of the information, this all of the information is very important from an examination perspective. About the introduction, I've already told you. About the objective, so I've told you this thing also, that we want to shift towards the low carbon emission one. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग रहे बट जो टेक्नोलॉजी यहाँ पे यूज होगी दैट शुड बी सस्टेनेबल प्रैक्टिसेस शुड बी फॉलोड हियर along with that what is mentioned. So we want to upgrade with the energy efficient technologies which measures across 60 clusters. This is important to remember. 60 clusters spanning 14 of the sectors through the financial instruments and the technical support to them. Financial instruments, I've already told you that financial जो help मिलेगी उनको इंट्रा सबवेंशन के फेस में मिलेगी, and if I talk about the technical support that will also be provided to them. 16 sectors are included here that we are going to discuss in the coming slides. I'll tell you that each and every sector here. What is the significance? So I've already told you we want to ensure that we go towards a low carbon emission one. Okay, so we are going to help MSME specifically to reduce energy consumption by 30 to 50%, which will improve the power to product ratio, that what exactly power we are using to product to produce one product. We want to reduce that if we are focusing towards a low energy efficient. Now remember, energy efficient means energy efficient है ना. यहाँ पे जो energy efficient word है, it itself means low cost, because any efficient means what, something which is related to low cost है ना. So we want to ensure that they are getting help in the output one. Also we want to support the creation of the energy green energy corridors also. This is the entire significance of this particular initiative. Along with that, it also ensure the accessibility and affordability, seeking financial aid for green energy efficient projects. So the help will be provided to them. They will be able to access it. They will be they will be able to afford it as well through the support which is provided by the government, which includes the financial aid along with the technical support here. Now here we are going to talk about the financial aid which is provided to them. Financial aid, which includes intra subvention. So I've told you already that this is bifurcated for both of them. ठीक है, MSMEs MSEs के लिए अलग है, and then we have medium one, there is a separate allocation for them. So this says that 5% of intra subvention will be provided to micro and small one, and then we have medium one which will be given with 3%. Okay, so this is separate for MSEs and medium enterprises also. Then we have the streamlined project implementation as well. Then end-to-end finance, technical support will also be provided to them. Technical hand-holding, financial incentives and the assistance will be provided to them. Now here comes an important part, the duration of the scheme. So it is going to be there for 3 years, which includes which is started right from 25-26, and it is going to end on in 27-28. So these are the years, like this is going to be for 3 years, and in that particular 3 years we are assuming the best results through it. What is eligibility? So every MSME has to ensure that they are registered with the Udyam portal here. Udyam IDs they should be having, and that too operational in 60 of the energy intensive clusters, and that too in 14 of the sectors in phase 1, and that is going to be followed by 100 clusters in the phase 2 part. Okay, so this is what is important. This is also very helpful in designing to help in the manufacturing businesses in India to become more energy efficient, and these entities must demonstrate that 10% of the energy savings of the implemented technologies are here. Now this is about the 14 energy intensive sectors, which includes 1 brass, bricks, ceramic, chemical, fishery, food processing, forging is there, along with foundry, glass, refractory, leather, paper, pharma, steel rolling, and the textiles are the one. So these are the 100 energy intensive sectors which is covered in this particular initiative, which has been recently released by the government of India. And when I talked about the government budget allocation, so I told you there that although we have this broader outlay which is of 1000 crore, but this is further divided as well, which includes 875 crore is specifically for intra subvention, and then we have 75 crore for handling support through BEEs, and then we have 50 crore for investment grade energy audit support. So this is how the bifurcation is done of 1000 crore, and this much of allocation is budget are there, is there for these many separate work here. Now this is specifically for the about the agency who's going to implement it, which is we have Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So it was set up in 2002 under Energy Conservation Act 2001. Now you can yourself see here that this is a Bureau of the Energy Efficiency. So what is the purpose here कि हमें जो energy efficiency है उसको improve करना है over the period of time, so we can ensure the broader goals we have to achieve. Okay. Along with that, जो mission है वो क्या है? To assist developing policies and the strategies with a thrust of self-regulation and the market principles within the overall framework of the Energy Conservation Act 2001. The broader objective is to reduce the carbon emission to ensure that we are going towards the energy efficiency one. So reducing the energy intensity of the Indian economy is what is the focus here. Okay. Now this is one of the data, like this is few, these are the few of the things which is related to MSMEs, and these are the recent one which is important for us to understand. सबसे पहले तो revision is very important, that there is a revision in investment in the that particular the turnover as well. So we are going to see that what is the current one and what is the revised one, what was the previous one specifically, and what is the revised one. Now previously we had to ensure that if there is any of the enterprise that comes under the category of the micro one, so it has to go with the 1 crore of investment. Now it has been changed. It has been changed to 2.5 crore. So you have to remember it. Along with that, if I talk about the turnover, so it has also been revised, that is 10. If I talk about the small enterprises, so the current one is 25 crore of investment is required, and if I talk about the turnover, that is 100. Okay, so 25 is there, and if I talk about the turnover, that is 100. Along with that, if I talk about the medium enterprises, so we have to ensure that whenever I talk about the investment, so 125 crore of investment is needed here, and if I talk about the turnover, that is 500 crore. So this is the revision that has been made here. So forget about the previous one, you have to ensure the current one only. So just remember from this pattern here. Small enterprises starts with 2.5, then you remove the pointer here, it goes with 25, then you have to ensure that when it comes on to the medium enterprises, so 125 investment is what is required here. Similar is with the turnover also. 10 crore of turnover is required for small enterprises, 100 crore is required for the medium enterprises, and then we have for the medium, specifically small enterprises, and then micro and small enterprises. For micro you need 10, for small one you need 100, and then we have medium enterprises for which you required 501. Okay, so this is how the entire thing is there. Along with that, this contribution, now remember the contribution, I'm giving you this homework, you can just tell me the contribution of MSMEs towards employment, manufacturing, support, and the GDP also. Okay, this is what you need to tell me. You can just mention it in the comment section that what percentage is exactly to in this regard. Along with that, this also say that GVA has been increased from 27.3% in 2020-21 to 30.1% in 22-23. Okay, in 23-24 it is contributed with 45.73 to India's total exports, and along with that you can tell me about the other things also. I've told you about the exports itself, and it is always very important that whenever we talk about this, it is important to consider the other aspects also, as in the contribution towards employment, contribution towards the other sectors. Now always remember that primary sector, specifically the agricultural sector, is the one which includes high percentage of people, those individuals who are employed here. Now consider MSME sector are the one who are the second largest to have high employment here, and it is very potential in nature. Okay, it has high potential to give best of the results. That is what you need to tell me in the comment section. So all right, thank you so much for joining this particular session. I hope each and everything is clear to all of you. Now remember, even if you're preparing for any of the exams, even if you're preparing for SEBI, for SEBI 1, this is the most important scheme that we have. Even if you're preparing for RBI and the other exams, any of the regulatory bodies, this particular initiative is very, very important because it is recently released. Okay, so just have the entire information about it. Any doubt do you have, you can just pin that in the comment section and I'll try to solve it out. Okay, thank you so much for joining the session. I'll meet you in the next one. Till then, keep revising. Okay, thank you.